Second shot,
Getting the shot.
All right. Am I starting?
Okay, sure.
Hi, I'm Zach.
Hi, I'm Manon.
Hi, I'm Nate.
I'm Elliot.
I'm Brandon.
And today we're doing a presentation on our project, which is Gamerverse.
Guess I'll begin.
At the button.
Okay, so just to go over the team members again.
Hi, I'm Brandon Sultana. I'm a computer science major senior at Binghamton. Here's my Agile Ventures profile.
And here's mine.
And this is mine. My name is Van Cassewell. I'm also a senior at Binghamton studying CS.
I'm a junior CS major here at Binghamton, and here's my Agile Venture page.
Hi, I'm Elliot. I'm also a senior at Binghamton. I study computer science.
All right, so for our pitch, so what exactly is Gamerverse? So our project is aimed at gamers that, like sit home all day and they don't exactly have friends to play with. So if you wish that you had friends to play with, or if you had local gaming events to go to, Gamerverse is meant for you. So Gamerverse aims to connect gamers through gaming events in their area, and you can also find new games and social events and maybe even make some new friends.
Okay, this is our GitHub page. As you can see, we have a README and we have all of our files, and this is our initial commit.
All right, so some of our goals with Gamerverse are to help gamers meet new people in their local area. Along with this, we also want them to be able to discover new titles they may not have heard of yet, some new games they haven't seen. And we also want to help them find any local events around where they live to attend.
All right, so here's the overall scope of our project. First of all, we wanted to create our MVP, which is our minimum viable product. And for that, we wanted to set up an initial website, get it up and running, then populate that site with games, have the ability to create new events, and have the ability to create accounts, so register profiles and then log into those profiles. And after the MVP is completed, we might add some extra features that we discussed at the end of our presentation.
Okay, so our minimum viable product, on the home page, we would have a Twitch-style selection of the most popular games. And these games would be, if you're a new user, it would show the most popular games. But if you have an account, it would show games that are popular based on your location. There'd be a login and sign up button on the page if you're not logged in. And if you are logged in, there would be a sign out button. So there's different variations of this page depending on if you're logged in or not. The login and registration page, if a user is logging in, registering, they could add games that they're interested in, their home location, which would be their zip code, social media links, username and password, and an email address.
Okay, so continuing with our minimum viable product, we have our player profile, which allows you to view the information you've already entered about yourself and edit the information. We also have the games directory, which basically it pulls all of our games from a database through an API, and we think we're going to use igdb.com. And we're going to filter the games by location so that you can see games that are relevant to you based on where you are. For example, games that are like popular in your area. And then we can also filter by genre, and we can filter by competitive or cooperative, that kind of thing. That way users can find the kinds of games that they're interested in. And additionally, we also would have an events page, which allows event organizers to add their events to our website so that users in the area can see events that they might be interested in attending.
All right, so now we're going to begin looking at our user stories. So first comes the homepage. So the feature name is New User Homepage, Featured Games. And as a new user, I want to see a list of popular games so that I can meet new people who play the same games. So now, and this would be our storyboard. So as you can see, it's our homepage, and we have the nav bar at the top. At the top right, we have a profile button. We have a profile, which will be replaced by either a login button if you want to log in, or a sign up button if you aren't logged in. And then in the middle, you have featured games, which is going to change depending on if you are logged in or not. So we'll just head over to our Pivotal Tracker to show you our scenarios. Okay, so as you can see, that's our feature. And then one of the scenarios would be given I am on the home page and I'm not signed in. Then I should see a featured game section and I should see it populated with a number of games. And then on the bottom, you can also see a feature enhancement where we're going to make variations of the page based on if you're logged in or not.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at the games directory page. So as a user, I want to see a list of all games so I can discover new games to play. So we'll go to the Pivotal Tracker and look at some of our scenarios we have for the games page.
Full screen this at the top.
All right. So as a user, I want to see a list of games so that I can discover new games to play. So our main scenario for this page is that given I am on the games page, then I should see a games section that is populated with games. All right, and here's just a view of our UI for that at the moment.
So this is our card for the events page. As a new user, I want to be able to sign up to see game events near me so I can discover game events to attend. And so this is our pivotal tracker for that. Our scenario is, given I am on the events page, then I should see a list of events that are in my area. And here's just a picture of our lo-fi UI sketch of the events page. So at the top, you have the navigation bar, and then you have the actual events page, which has a search bar, a button to create events, and then a list of all the events with the title, description, location, and image.
All right, so here is our user story for our login page. So as an existing user, I want to be able to log in so that I can access the site's full features. So if we go over to the login page in Pivotal Tracker. Oh, where is it? All right, so as an existing user, I want to log in so I can access the site's full features. So the happy path would be that they are on the login page, they enter their username and their password, and they click login, and then they're redirected to the home page as a logged in user. The sad path would be if they do the same thing, but their username and password doesn't match, so then they'd be redirected to the same page, and there'd be some sort of error message telling the user that their login information is incorrect. Okay. So here's a quick look at how that page would look. There'd be a username and a password bar, and there'd be a forgot password button at the bottom for if the user forgot the password, and the site would email them that, or email them steps to reset their password. There'd also be a registration button for if the user actually does have an account and doesn't have an account they wish to register. And of course, at the bottom, there'd be a login button to check if the username and password are correct and log in the user.
All right, next up is our user registration page. So our user story is, as a new user, I want to register for a new account so that I can have my own preferences and use all of the website's features. So as we kind of alluded to earlier, a user can't really use all of the features of a website unless they're logged in. They only get like a subset of the features. And this is our UI where we have fields for a username, an email address, a password, and confirming the password, and then the submit button to actually create the registration, to create the new account. And then I'm going to switch over to Pivotal Tracker for our scenarios.
Oh, the other one.
Just click on the. Okay.
All right, so up at the top, we have our user story, which I already read, and then we have a few scenarios. So, well, actually more than few. But so our first scenario is just checking to make sure that all of the fields that are relevant for registering appear. So given I'm on the registration page, I should see a form, and I should see the fields for the username, the email, the password, the confirm button, the submit button, and the login button. Okay, then the next scenario is kind of the same idea, but if you enter an email address when you're trying to register and that email address is already in use, then you should see an error message, and the rest of the scenarios kind of go along with that same idea. So if, for example, if you, for example, like enter passwords that don't match, then you should also get an error message, that kind of thing. So we just have more scenarios for each of the possible failure paths.
Okay, next up is the profile page. So as an existing user, I want to access my profile so that I can edit my information. This is our user Lo-Fi UI, which basically the profile page has a name, zip code, and bio, and inside of those fields you can put more information like your social media links and whatnot. So our pivotal tracker for that one looks like, okay, so our first scenario is given I'm on my account page, I should see an edit button. So basically you're just looking to make sure that all the fields are displayed correctly. Next, we are going to have an edit button on the profile page. So if you want to edit your profile, you can simply click on that button, and that's going to bring up the form, and you can click submit to submit your changes, and then the new account should be shown. And the next one is the SAT path. So if you edit something wrong in the field or you accidentally forget a field, you're going to get an error. And likewise, we have different scenarios for the rest of the possible fields. If you forget to enter something or you enter the wrong information, it's basically going to give you an error message.
All right, here's just a quick view of our storyboard. I know it's a bit hard to see because it's a smaller image, but you can see all the lines that are connecting all our different LoSketch UIs and connecting also with our user stories for each UI.
So that's just another picture of our user stories on Pivotal Tracker. And so for our environment setup, we're using the IDE C9, where all of the team members are using individual workspaces so we can work individually on features and then push those features onto our main branch of our GitHub repo. We're using Ruby with the framework Rails, and we're using Heroku to host our site. And we're just using one GitHub repository.
All right, so a couple of extra features that if we have more time after the minimal viable product is finished, we'd like to implement. So a friends page would be a really useful feature. So you'd have a list of users that you selected as friends. If you're friends with somebody, you might be able to see extra information about them, maybe like their names on certain gaming platforms such as PSN or Steam. And you can also see what events that a friend is attending or organizing. So you maybe get some sort of notification that your friend is attending an event near you, so maybe make you more interested in attending said event. Also, features such as forgot password, favorite games, more specific location services, possibly even if you don't have an account, you could use the your location based off your IP to tailor the homepage based on your location, even without an account. And option to search events via a zip code.
All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact us on our Azure Venture pages. Thank you for listening.